Okay. So we'll start.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we will see a few concepts today, and probably we will see the financial reporting studio tomorrow. So financial reporting studio.
Can we recap? So we did GL setup, right?
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah. Yes. Correct.
all these days. So
Yes.
uploading of the GL setup, uploading of GL data.
Yeah, yes, we created a manual JV and we try to utilize this one AFBDA and FBDA templates, and we saw the minor difference between both of that performance and the loading and the other parts.
Hmm.
And we saw that in terms of data migration, we will load the trial balance. So trial balance, we will for the purpose of loading the balances, we will use FBDA template considering the performance and the other pros in this part. So these are the things we saw, and apart from that, we saw the foreign currencies and related configurations, and how do we add the currency rate, and how do we maintain it, and if we want to edit it, how will we do it? So these are the things that we saw, and for us, the pending part would be the translation, revaluation, and FRS reports. So reports we will see it, even though it is developed by technical consultants. So we will try to understand what are the components that we have inside this, so that in terms of giving requirement and the other things, we can map it basically. So that's the idea.
So
And
in implementation or
yeah,
in go to any existing implementation support position also,
yeah.
GL, what kind of issues do you usually get?
In GL, basically the issues that you will get is like in terms of importing the data, we might get here and there issues. And apart from that, we will work on the period closure, the fixes and these things. And we will have the reconciliation based issues. So these are the primary things that we will see in GL module. And apart from that, primarily we will see more issues in subledger modules like AP, AR, and fixed asset.
Okay. Um, Sorry.
Yeah,
Just trying to understand. One question I had, I forgot.
yeah,
So GL certification, right?
yeah.
What is needed for that?
To do the GL certification, basically, we will need, these are the concepts, whatever we are saying, the same thing. Probably if you if you're planning to do a certification, probably I'll check my drive. If I have any dump or something, probably we can take that for a class, and we can discuss that dump, so that you will have a fair understanding also. So, what to expect out of this certification?
Okay, all right. Okay. So what are we? So now we are going to financial reporting, is it?
No, financial reporting we will see it tomorrow. So today we will see the translation, revaluation, and the secondary ledger.
Okay. Fine.
Okay. So secondary ledger, I'll start from the configuration part. So before that, I'll give a brief introduction about secondary ledger. So basically, the reason why we will use secondary ledger is that, let's say I have operations in two different countries, but I don't want to enter any transaction in the system. But I have, let's say I'm working in India, but my headquarters is in US. But whereas in US, I don't have any business or anything there, but I wanted to understand the financial statement or the financial details in US currency or the representation in the United States legislation. So here, what I will do is that instead of making a complex consolidation, I can do in two ways. So one is that the general ledger set. So in order to use this ledger set, basically we need to confirm that whether business is using the same calendar and same chart of accounts and the other details. But in our case, when we speak about India and US, completely it is different. Even the calendar, if we take in India, it is physical calendar, but whereas in US it is normal calendar that is starting from Jan to December, but whereas in India it starts from April. So we have this difference. So in this case, we cannot use the ledger set. So what we will do is that we will create an secondary ledger. So this secondary ledger will create a mapping between the primary ledger and the secondary ledger. So this secondary ledger is nothing but the representation that we are trying to show it in the US terms, United States terms. So we will see the representation in terms of Jan, February, and till December. So this way we will see it. And let's say I have different chart of accounts also. So I can utilize the secondary ledger there as well. Okay. So for these purposes, I can use my secondary ledger as a base to understand the financial statement in different representation. Okay. So that is the main purpose of having secondary ledger. And apart from that, we have another one thing called reporting ledger. So reporting ledger is nothing but, let's say in case of secondary ledger, my calendar is different. So I'll go for the secondary ledger. And the other case will be there where I will have the same calendar, same chart of accounts and everything. But I wanted to see my transaction that is replicated in my local currency. Let's say Singapore dollars. I wanted to see that. But if you see the calendar and everything, it is same. Even Singapore uses the same physical calendar. Even India uses the same thing. So we don't have any variation. So only variation is that the currency. So I will define this as a reporting ledger so that it will give me the representation in Singapore dollars. Okay, so that is the difference between secondary ledger and the reporting ledger.
Reporting ledger basically you can translate into any other currency,
Different currencies. Yeah, correct.
right? That's the main function of the reporting ledger.
Yeah, yes, that is the only thing that we have. So apart from that, primarily we will use the secondary ledger.
Okay.
Okay, so the navigation for this would be from our common application configuration. So here we have defined ledgers. Okay, so under accounting configuration, I mean under defined ledger, we have accounting configuration. So here we have separate option called define secondary ledger. Okay, so the first option would be to define the secondary ledger. So this ledger configuration is similar to our normal primary ledger configuration. So for our demo purpose, I'll take Tata Auto as an case to understand it. Okay, so this is the ledger that I have taken. So under this, I'm trying to create a different uh, child ledger, that is secondary ledger. So I'll create Tata Auto. Okay, so I have given a name for secondary ledger. So I have given this as an IND to identify this is an India ledger, and have selected the same chart of account. So probably if we have different chart of account, we can mention it here. So for our understanding, I have taken the same chart of account, and calendar I have differentiated here. So since this is an physical calendar, and currency also I have differentiated as an INR. Okay, so rest are same, and we have an option called data conversion level. So if we see, so here we have totally four options to manage our balances or the transaction that we are making it in the primary ledger. So basically this is to define like whatever transaction that we are making here in our primary ledger. So how do we want to see that in our secondary ledger? So whether we wanted to see this as a journal entry, or we wanted to see this as a balance, or the subledger. So subledger is nothing but our invoice and payments and the other things. Okay. And other thing is that the last option that we have is adjustment only, which means apart from adjustment, we will not be able to see any transactions. Okay. So in case of balance, what will happen is that let's say I make 10 transaction. Out of it, each is amounted to 10,000. So 1 lakh is the amount. So I will see balance for this particular account called 1000 as 1 lakh. But instead, I'll not be able to drill down to the different ledgers or the journals. So here, let's take another case that is a journal. So if I say journals, I will see this as an balance as an 1 lakh. But if I wanted to drill down to the different level of transaction, so I can see all this 10 journal entries, and I can see from where it has been navigated and from where it has been created. All those details I can see. Okay. And in case of subledger, what will happen is that I can even drill down to the respective subledger like AP or AR, and I can see the relevant transaction there as well. But in case of journal entries, I cannot do that. I'll be able to do only at the GL, but I cannot drill down to the any subledger modules. Okay. In case of adjustment, I cannot do anything. Only the adjustment entries will be passed to the secondary ledger. Yeah. Any
Create a separate adjustment ledger where they can just see all the adjustments.
Yeah, only adjustment. So apart from
They do
adjust,
things like that. Usually, they don't.
usually we will not go for adjustment only because that will not serve the purpose for most of the business cases. So usually business will go for balances or journals. So mostly I have seen the cases where they have opted for balances. Okay. Yeah, this is fine.
Sorry.
Yeah, is this fine? We will.
Yeah, it's fine. Please go ahead.
Yeah.
How many secondary ledgers can you create?
How many ledgers we can create? You're asking. I mean the secondary ledger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we don't have a limit actually. We can create any number. I think some issue with calendar. Let me take some ledger. Yeah. Okay, so this is similar to our primary ledger configuration. So we will just give the mandatory inputs, that is the language, return earnings account, and the rate types and the other options.
Mm.
Yeah, so here almost all the configurations are similar to our primary ledger. So except this one thing we will give, that is default conversion rate type in case we have different currencies that is being involved. So here we will give it. So even though we are using the different calendar, and probably in a rare case, we will use we most of the cases we will not go for different uh, most of the cases it will be different currencies. So that is why we see this option as a mandatory thing to attach any rate type. So as a standard thing, I'm attaching corporate. So as per the requirement, we can attach different rate types, whichever we are using, either the standard or the customized one.
Okay.
Okay. So this also I have enabled it. So which means if I wanted to retain the transaction rate type. So whatever the rate type that is assigned there, so whether I wanted to retain or I wanted to change it to corporate. So that is the thing. So I have said as yes, which means it will retain the rate type that is being attached in the transaction. Okay. And in case the conversion rate is missed in the transaction, so what should system do? So we cannot use the use lost rate. Instead, we can specify report error so that we can fix it there itself. Okay. And we have the posting related controls here. So this is like post the journal sources, like since we have enabled it for the subledger as well. So if we wanted to, let's say, post this particular transactions, so whether we wanted to enable the automatic posting or we will do it manually, like we will take the journal entries and we will post it manually. So if we enable yes, system will post it automatically.
Mm.
Okay. So this is to have the journal creation. So this definitely we will say yes. So that the journals will be when we are making the transaction, the journal will be created there in primary ledger, also in the secondary ledger.
Will it be the same journal ID or will it be different?
Journal ID.
Yeah.
No, ID, journal ID is different because if you see here, ledger is completely different. So journal ID will not be same. It will be different.
Okay.
Yeah, so these are related to the source and the other things. So here we have the conversion rule only for these three sources. Probably if we want other sources, we can add it from here. So we have add button. So from here we can add it. So basically this will defines whether we are transferring the what you call the journals to the secondary ledger. So in case of closing journals and the other things, we will not need the transfer to the secondary ledger. So that is the reason we said no here. And the other sources and all, if we see, so this will be yes or no, because that is a business decision whether they wanted to have the journals to be imported into secondary ledger, or how does business want to have it. So that's why if you see here, so we can see the list of value yes or no. But whereas for the closing journals and the revaluation, we will not have an option. So it will be always no. Okay. Yeah. So this is our this thing. Someone has updated, I think. Yeah, this has updated. Okay, so the final step here is to submit the accounting configuration. So whatever we have done till now. So till now, what we have done is that we created the secondary ledger, and we gave the ledger options to the secondary ledger that we created, and we gave the final configuration, that is assigning the corporate rate and the other daily rates to the system. So which will map our secondary ledger with the primary ledger. So whatever transaction that we are making, so that will reflect in the secondary ledger now. So the
Okay.
final configuration would be to submit the accounting configuration that we have created. So what this will do is that this will create an cubicle values in the system. So this cube will be created only for the accounting information. So now let's say I'm creating any transaction with this ledger in the subledger module. So when I account this transaction, let's say in draft mode, so system will not create any cubicle values. But whereas when I create or when I transfer the entries to the GL, so that is when system will generate the cubes. So each transaction
Sorry,
will,
please repeat that last part.
yeah. So when I create an accounting, let's say I'm creating an invoice in the AP module. So
Okay.
when I create accounting in draft mode, so this will not create any cubicle values in the system like what we are seeing it here. But when we are transferring the entries or the invoices to the general ledger module, so that is when the cube will be created. So cube is nothing but here the invoice or any sort of transaction that we are making in the subledger module.
Why are they calling it the cube?
So cube is nothing but a three-dimension value. So this is basically the S-base term. So in normal term, if we see, it is always rows and columns. But in S-base database, they call this an cube because this value will be stored in an multi-dimension cubical value. So we can
Okay.
take with multiple parameters. In terms of reporting, it eases our work basically. So that is
Mhm.
why they call this as a multi-dimension cubical value.
Okay.
Okay. So whatever information that we are transferring, that will be created as in cubes. But whereas the transaction that we are making inside the subledger, so that will not be created as a cube. That will still stay in our regular database, that is in Fusion DB.
Got it. Got it. And
As
all
a,
the details will stay in the subledger,
yeah,
only transferring some
accounting information. Yeah.
critical values to the.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So I'm submitting this. So after submitting this, so this will basically create the cubes for the secondary ledger.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah. So our configuration part is done. So now we should open the period. So we will navigate to the general ledger tile, and we will open the period.
For subledgers and all secondary ledgers, there's nothing like the period opening and closing.
No, we can also, so there are three functions to it. So one is opening or closing the period, or seeing the transaction that has been posted from the primary ledger, and creating the manual JVS in the secondary ledger. So these are the three functions. So we don't have much thing to do with secondary ledgers, because this is created only to understand the financial records in different representations.
Right. So we'll keep doing it one row by row. Is it?
Yeah, yes, actually. So this is open. So this is same thing. So similar to our basic manual JV.
Mhm.
So that's what. So this is what we will do it here in secondary ledger. So this is simple. I'll just create one transaction. I mean JV.
The creating the primary ledgers will automatically go in secondary ledger, right?
Yeah. Yes. Correct.
Mm.
Yeah. So this is second function, and third function will be posting it. I mean creating JV in our primary ledger.
I thought you created the journal now, right?
Yeah, that is for the secondary ledger.
Why do you have to create for secondary ledger?
No, in a rare case, let's say there are a few exceptions, and if business want to process it immediately, let's say we are expecting a data fetch from Oracle, but we don't want to wait. So what we will do is that we will create a manual JV and we will close this part.
So I thought the secondary ledger data only came from the primary ledger, but you can also go and create your own journals there, is it?
Yeah, yes, we can create also there.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Arun, we'll stop and as soon as you finish this, okay, I just have to go for another meeting.
Okay, fine, fine. Yeah.
After I will pay this journal, we'll stop for today.
Okay.
I'm thinking I'll come to Chennai on weekend and just type
Okay.
some things. Figure out, right?
Yeah. Okay, so that's it on this one. So yeah, so maybe we will stop at this point, and we can see the translation, revaluation, and FRS tomorrow.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
Sure. Okay, thank you.
yeah, thanks.